A rapper named Joseph sent me an email this week. He said, Curtis King, I don't even know if he sounds like that, but he said, should unknown artists make personal songs for the general public even when they're still trying to get their name out? Let's talk about it. Rappers, this is specifically for rappers. I'm gonna read this email that I got from Joseph. He said, hey Curtis, thought this would be a good topic for your channel. Well, thank you, because I always accept those, and this is the reason why I have so many topics, because you guys send such amazing questions. I'm struggling when it comes to writing lyrics for my songs, and I was told by a rapper who was getting a buzz with his music that fans don't care what you have to say in your music when you're not established or have a fan base. It's all about the vibe, and the fans just want to get lit. The focus should be on bangers and cadence and flow, because they don't care about your story, because you're still nobody. Would love to watch your opinion on this. Keep doing what you're doing, it's needed. Should I not make conscious rap and hydrate them with my water until after the club joints? I like the way that sounds. Hydrate them with my water. I'll give you some of this personal water. Water bay. Look, here's what I say. I think that the rapper that you're talking to may have found success in doing things his own way, and maybe it's success that you think is success, or maybe it's not. You know, it's really, I think it's, first of all, you need to analyze what you think his buzz is, his success is. And if you translate that as success for yourself, you may have dreams that are far beyond just a buzz. You may want to have, you know, an earthquake of an impact, and these rules don't apply. But this is what I'm going to say. When you are trying to establish yourself in front of an audience who doesn't know who you are, yes, you can make songs that are just general topics that relate to a bunch of different people, and you could have that song that just takes off. But let me ask you this. Have you ever had a song that you heard over and over and over again, but you cannot name the artist, and you didn't even care to go check it out? Heard the song and you're like, oh, that's a pretty decent song, but you didn't even care to go check out the artist? Why? Because the topics have been so removed from who the artist is. It's crazy, because a songwriting tip is this. A lot of rappers or a lot of writers sometimes lose their connection with the audience because they refuse to say the word I, or me, or you. There's no connection. They talk a story about somebody else, or they make it about, you know, trying to remove themselves from the art because they're so insecure about themselves subconsciously that they disconnect themselves from the audience. Here's what I suggest. I think you should be making as many personal songs as possible. One of my favorite songs right now is still, and it's kind of old now, but T Grizzly, First Day Out. Hey, JR, nigga, ain't it a blessing? We made it out a lesson after all that happened. He's giving you all of these anecdotes. I don't know who JR is, but when I'm on a treadmill and that part comes up, I go from 4.0 to 8.0, and me and JR running as fast as we can from the police. I don't even know why we run it, but we run it, and T Grizzly did that. But I'm telling you, there's so many anecdotes and things that, you know, go to the roller store with my rollie on. Like, he's giving me all of these personal anecdotes that I don't know what it means. He can't go around Michigan with his hoodie on. That's crazy. But I care all of a sudden because you found the right beat, you found the right presentation, you found the right delivery, and now all of a sudden I care. Now when I'm listening to this song, first time, and here's what I think most listeners do. The first listen, you're listening, yes, for cadences, and you are listening for, you know, just how does this song make me feel? Do I like the beat? Do I like the way the rapper's singing or rapping over it? Okay, do I like the cadence? Okay, this is cool, pretty cool. The second listen, you may start catching like, okay, what is this song actually about? By the third listen, you're like, okay, you know what? It's a pretty dope song, pretty dope feel. I like what this is talking about. Let me see if I can start remembering some of the lyrics. And by the fifth or sixth listen, you're starting to catch certain parts. You're maybe getting the chorus already down. You got certain lines that are just your favorite lines, and you're showing people that maybe you're even tweeting some of the lines. I think that's most people's relationship when they choose to become a supporter, a full-on supporter. It's possible to have a million fans, and then the minute you drop a dud song, you don't have any fans anymore, because fans are not, they're not fanatics always. The fans that we see nowadays are people who just fall in love. They're a fan of a particular song or a particular dance. I've talked about it in my video, How to Build a Fan Base. They're such shallow fans of something that is so shallow because you have not invested into telling people who you are. Who are you? What is it about your story that makes it any different from any other rapper that could have rapped that same song? Could you take the lyrics from your song, put a 17-year-old rapper, and you're 25? Could I put a 17-year-old rapper, insert there and say, it could be the same song and it could mean the same exact thing and I wouldn't know the difference? That's scary to me. I wouldn't want that for myself. To me, that doesn't feel like success. When I got into music, my thing was I wanted to tell my story. I wanted to be able to be a voice for people who were shy growing up and were able to crack that shyness, were able to crack that, being afraid of being in front of the public and speaking their mind. I had stories that I felt like being an introverted kid, I couldn't share those stories until I became an adult and I was comfortable enough to share those stories. Music gave me 3 minutes where it was like, look, you got to listen to me for 3 minutes and I got to get what I got to get off my chest. That's why I love music. That's why it's so personal for me. That's why I do these things. That's the kind of relationship I would want somebody who comes along and says, you know what, I'm a fan of Curtis King. When I hear the song Listen to You, I hear certain anecdotes in it that make me feel like, damn, first of all, that's Curtis King. And second of all, I feel your pain in that. I understand what it is to talk to your insecurities. I understand the details of glory. I know what it feels like to go through crazy stuff and to have your family kind of doubt the things that you do and then to have success and then see their eyes open up. I know what that feels like because I give you personal anecdotes in my music. You should be giving personal anecdotes to your music, as many as possible. Now, if you're worried about if you give too personal and whether or not you'll have songs that will take off, there's going to always be songs where you scale it back a little bit to tell a bigger story for a bigger group of people. And those generally are the songs that take off. So why not do both? You don't have to be pigeonholed to just do these general songs because there's a good chance you'll never make it out. You'll never make it out amongst all the other noise. What separates you and what separated that T Grizzly song for me, it had no hook. I hear somebody that sound like, yo, I was going through some crazy stuff, but now I done made it out of that storm and I got some stuff I want to say and I'm going to talk my stuff. And that's what I hear from that. But it's so many personal anecdotes that contributed to the way that I felt about that song. Now, it's on you. Do you want to be here for the short term? Do you want to get a short-term buzz? Kind of get off a few of your fans? Or do you want to be here for the long haul? Do you want to have a long-standing career where people are saying, I grew up to your music. I made it through your music. Your music helped me. It motivated me. It did something for me that nobody else's music did because you spoke to your pains, your personal problems the way nobody else was brave enough to do. Ask yourself that question and you proceed as you think is most appropriate. Once again, it's another Curtspiration. If you need some more of this juice, please subscribe to the channel below. Be a part of the notification gang. Thank you to all my Patreon supporters. Patreon.com/Curtis King. You donate as little as $1 and you will get these Curtspirations, all 5 of them, on a Monday, or a Sunday night. It's all on you. Thank you for contributing. And going back to the topic at hand, I say, unknown rappers, you should be doing everything you can to make your story known. If you make your story known, you become known. If you tell anecdotes that other people are afraid to give details over, like, that's why I love Currency. Currency gives so many details. You know, he'll talk about Xbox player 82 game season, house full of snacks, spitter not leaving. Download the NBA roster. Like, he'll give you all of these details because he knows those personal anecdotes are what connects him the deepest to people. So it's on you. Whatever you think is the best thing, I think you should be giving your personal stories. In this life, you will not be full of life until you decide to live life to its fullest. Curtis King at CurtisKingBeats.com.
I can't listen to you. When I listen to you, it's a liability. Cause you be mentally killing my inner energy. So I'm concealing my feelings before you injure me.